I parked the van at Fowlers' hut. Then I loaded the bike and made my last proper coffee for a couple of days. I had to push the bike up the steep rocky section at the start of the track. I wasn't on an e-bike, so there was a lot of hiker bike on the ride. The descent down into the valley was steep with very tight corners, and where there had been a slip, it called for extra caution, and I walked most of it. As I rode down the valley, it opened up, and after it joined the Stanley River, it became a lot wider, with lovely river flats which made for beautiful riding. I had to cross the Stanley River carrying my bike numerous times, and I was glad when I was across the last one with no problems. Stanleyville Hut is a beautiful historic farming homestead on the Stanleyville Run, built by Joseph Young in the early 1860s. The hut is built of timber, mud and horsehair, with 2 rooms. There are 7 beds in the bedroom. There are horse paddocks as well, and a shed with a couple of bunks in it, and a stock of firewood, and even a couple of horse blankets. Stanleyville Run was eventually amalgamated with the Lake Guyon Run and other pastoral leases to become the legendary St. James Station. After unloading the bike, I had a wash, then a coffee. I then went in search of firewood. I had a folding saw with me, so I cut up some fallen branches for my fire. I ended up having the hut to myself, and after dinner sat in front of the fire reading an e-book. It was a beautiful morning. When the sun reached the hut, the temperature climbed very quickly. By the time I'd done all the normal camp chores and loaded the bike, I was on my way at about 9 o'clock. The track down to Lake Guyon sidled along the side of the Vale with numerous muddy creek crossings and then a nice descent into the Vale and the first real view of the snow-capped mountains. A little further along, Lake Guyon came into view, and with the snow-capped peaks reflecting in the still waters, I just stopped dead and took it all in. Down at the lake, I had a hiccup with the drone. She crashed and broke a prop, hence no more drone footage. I'll carry spares with me on the bike from now on. I met a couple of hunters there who were staying at the Lake Guyon hut. They'd biked in from the Vale 4-wheel drive car park with all their gear. On the St. James cycleway, the riding was lovely, and the views up and down the valley caused me to stop frequently to take it all in. I had a late morning coffee and made my way even closer to Mailing Pass. Mailing Pass, what can I say? I think the Garmin gradient graph pretty much sums it up. I basically hiked the bike the last 2 kilometres, taking 100 paces, having a spell, then another 100 paces. It took me about an hour to cover that 2 kilometres, but at 73 years old, I was very pleased with my effort. From the top of Mailing Pass, it's 7 kilometres to Top House Road, and it was a breeze, almost all downhill, and the final 10 kilometres on Top House Road to Fowlers Hut felt really easy as well, even though there was a good headwind. Man, what a ride! I thought to myself, I'd really like Sue to do it, but it would be well out of her comfort zone. Needless to say, a week later we were back with Sue, Racheal, Ross and Murray. There had been more snow, and it was even more stunning. I didn't make a video of that ride, so I've added a few photos at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for watching and listening to me.